Hi there, welcome to our learning workshop. My name is Sally and we will be discussing the basics of what a title is. When a vehicle is ordered and created by a manufacturer, a birth certificate is created. This is called an MCO. It lists the vehicle identification number, also known as the VIN, and additional details regarding the originating dealership the vehicle was assigned to. Today's vehicles are issued with 17 digits in their VIN, and they each represent a different important element that identify that vehicle. These digits tell us where the vehicle was built, the plant that assembled it, what the year, make, and model is, the brand, size, and type of engine, and more. The last 6 digits of the VIN represent the serial number that the vehicle rolled off the assembly line. On the back of an MCO, there are usually at least 4 places for dealerships to reassign ownership to a different dealer or a final owner. There may be an odometer disclosure section and also a place to put a lien holder. When this vehicle is sold to another dealership, this type of transaction is called a dealer trade, or also called a wholesale deal. When assigning the new dealer's information, the name of the dealer and their address will need to be disclosed. Also, the odometer reading is required to be included. The selling dealership must sign over their interest, and a signature of an agent of the business must sign. In the state of Illinois, a notarization is not required. When Springfield Chevrolet sells this vehicle to a consumer, they must disclose the new owner's names and address, disclose the odometer reading, and sign their interest away. In many cases, the odometer disclosure section of the MCO would be signed by the purchaser and seller. Again, a notarization is not required in the state of Illinois, and technically, this section is not even required to be completed at all. However, if not completed, a conforming odometer statement would be required to satisfy the Illinois Secretary of State. And finally, if this vehicle was financed, the lien must be secured by entering the financial institution's name and address in the lien holder assignment. When a dealer purchases or takes on trade a used vehicle, there are important details that need to be reviewed. These include confirming the VIN written on the title against the VIN plate on the vehicle. There are multiple places to find VIN plates, but the 2 most common are located on the driver's side of the vehicle. The first can be located on the forwardmost section of the dashboard and is most easily viewed from the outside of the vehicle looking down into the windshield. The second place is on the door frame of the driver's side on the door pillar. Checking the odometer branding on the title is important to avoid odometer discrepancies later in your ownership. Running a Carfax or AutoCheck report is advised before finalizing a trade credit for that vehicle. Also, checking the legal ownership and any liens assigned to the vehicle is important to avoid challenges that may be made against the ownership later. In our state, each owner retains equal rights to the ownership of the vehicle. Each owner is required to sign a title as the seller's. If the title isn't present due to a payoff, a secure power of attorney will satisfy that requirement. That's a subject for another training module. If one of the owners is not able to sign due to incapacitation, death, court order, or for any other reason, there must be additional documentation provided to the dealership that will need to accompany the surrendered title. In this training workshop, we will not be covering that information. But there is another workshop that is available for you to review regarding those special circumstances. Also, if there was a lien holder assigned to this title, that entity must release their interest in that vehicle by either signing the release of lien section or by including a separate document claiming that they no longer hold interest in the vehicle. Let's talk about that dangly thing hanging on the bottom of these titles. These are meant for consumers to complete, detach, and submit to the Secretary of State in the event that they sold this vehicle to a private party. This provides proof that their interest has been released in that vehicle, just in case that purchaser does something unmentionable that could have civil or criminal consequences brought against the registered owner. When sold or traded to a dealership, this can be detached and thrown away or shredded. Finally, let's talk about assigning ownership to your dealership. Don't make the mistake of putting your business name in the new lien assignment as the next secured party. That's reserved for when the vehicle is sold to a consumer and the vehicle is being financed. Instead, go to the first assignment of title on the front of the title. Don't skip this important assignment. There are a limited number of reassignments on the back, and most state departments would later require an affirmation explaining why you skipped this assignment. Your business name and address will need to be entered, the odometer reading upon sale, signatures of all prior owners as seller, a signature from an agent of your dealership as purchaser, and the date that the vehicle was acquired. It is important that these assignments are completed in full upon receipt of this title immediately. Otherwise, an incomplete assignment is considered a crime that carries a fine when discovered during a routine audit. Thank you so much for joining me today for this training workshop on what is in a title. Please review our other workshops that cover many other important tips on how to stay in compliance with the Illinois Secretary of State, Department of Revenue, and overall, how to manage your dealership to keep your business in good standing with the public. My name is Sally. To find all of our resources, please join our subscription program found at www.illinoistitleservices.net. Have a blessed day.